How did you avoid the trap of like not like doing what your friends did and everything?
I had good parenting. That's the truth. My mom instilled so much self-esteem in me, I thought I was Superman. That's the truth. I thought I was the best. Now whether my mom did that or it was my natural chemicals or like I predicted the future, I just thought I was the best. And once you think you're the best, you don't give a who the are you to say that I'm whack or like I'm stupid or I'm a nerd. I don't give a I'll see you at the finish line, partner. Like that was my mentality. That was my mentality. Like, I'm real glad that high school is gonna be the highlight of your fucking life. Like, you better really, really, really enjoy these 48 months because you're gonna fucking suck in life. That's how I thought. I was competitive about it. If anybody came at me. What's really interesting is nobody really came at, like when you're nice and you're not bothering anybody and you're just in your own shit and you're nice, not even like you're quiet, but you're like in your own shit, but you're nice. Like, hey, you're nice to everybody. Like, nobody's gonna be real mad at you that I didn't drink, like, people would like make a joke here and there, but they didn't have real juice behind it, Nobody really bothered me, But listen, I have empathy, listen, I have no idea where you guys are from, but I have some friends from some fucked up places where it wasn't that easy. Like when you were 12 and 13, you were getting recruited to do some shit. And it wasn't as easy to just be like, I'm doing my own thing. So listen, I'm always careful when I don't know the backstories or every detail. So I could do it. I wasn't recruited to do some fucking crazy shit, If you're lucky enough to not being recruited by local gangs to do shit, well then you have no excuses. Because my big thing is like, you're either gonna define yourself for yourself or you're gonna let somebody else define you. You're either gonna let your mom define you, your dad define you, your grandparents define you, your older brother, your older sister, dude from around the way. Somebody's gonna define you or you're gonna define yourself. I'm just trying to figure out how to hack at you to make you define yourself for yourself, in yourself, within yourself, and then shit changes.
I got a question.
Yeah, my man.
How do you keep that motivation to keep grinding and working hard and doing those 60
I have no choice. I have no choice.
But when you have multiple things.
Because I don't think I'm anything yet, man. If I told you what was in my head, you would not believe me.
In terms of greatness we're talking about, or
yeah.
like achieving?
Yeah, like I'm not naive. I know I've made a lot of money. I'm starting to make an impact, but like I don't read my own press clippings. I wasn't joking when I was laughing when you said important person. Like I mean it. That wasn't for show. That's just what goes through my body. I believe it. Like I believe it. Like my ambition is as great as it gets. I think I can go down all time. If I can stay alive and cause I know I wanna do good and be great. Like I wanna do great, I can do both. I'm weird, I can do both. The reason I can be good for people is I'm so good at my craft, I can put 80% of my energy against it and achieve more than everybody else. Which like leaves me so much room to do other shit, which will, do you know what I want? And you've heard this, I think. Do you know what I really am doing here? I'm trying to sucker one of you to come to my funeral.
I saw your sign outside.
That's my jam, my man. If I said something here that fucking triggered a different chemical in your brain and you went on to have a great life, and I think I'm gonna be pretty damn famous by the time I die, and you hear I'm dead, you might be like, I should probably go to that man's funeral. He changed my life. And you take your kid and tell them the story, that's cool. My grandkids get to see you flew from, Texas to come to my funeral in New York and telling stories of how I changed your life. That's the greatest legacy of all time. And there's only one way to do that. You gotta give. What's real cool for me, guys, is that back 20 years ago, 25 years, like everybody in this circumstance wanted to be an athlete or a rapper. Everybody. And now that entrepreneurship is getting cool, it's huge. Because it's super hard to win in those games. You have to actually win the whole thing. Like you gotta go all the way there. Like, the 18,000th best basketball player on earth works at UPS. The 18,000th best entrepreneur owns UPS. And that's why I'm going all in. That's why I'm sitting here right now. I want to give back to the game. You know, you give back to the game that gets you there. This entrepreneur thing, I got D's and F's. I promise you, straight up, I was a worse student than everybody in this room. I was just non-existent student. Like when you said barely passed, I was laughing because I was like, I actually passed nothing. They just pushed me through because I was in a public school and they're just like, get them the fuck out of here, right? Mount Ida College, I was planning on not going to college. I was just gonna work in the liquor store and build it up, pay back my parents. My mom's like, fuck you, you're going to college? I'm like, fuck. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to college? I'm like, I'm ranked 270 out of 273 in my class, right? I got a 1.4 grade point average and I can't put 2 sentences together, right? I get a postcard in the mail from Mount Ida College. I fill out my name and address and send it, and I get a thing back like, you're in. That's where I went to college. But what's crazy about that is through self-awareness, through recognizing the world was changing, through knowing who and what I was, the only reason I was so bad was I was milking that time because that was my last vacation. I was milking high school and college. People always ask me like, you know, when I talk, they're like, what did you major in? I'm like, Madden. You know, you know, so that's why self-awareness is cool. Like, you know, when you really know yourself, like how much money do you, like, it's crazy to me how much money I leave on the table because I love the game, or I'd rather spend the hour doing this. Than once you know yourself, and I've been doing this my whole life, not after I made it. I was paying myself $30,000 a year building a big business because I didn't need stuff. The money's not driving me, the game. A kid saying, come in and see something. I was laughing when he just said, coming to New York and meeting a very important person. I'm like, me important? This is funny ass shit. You know, you know, that's cool. Making an impact, right? That's what you guys are trading on. That impact is crazy. What I figured out is, fuck, I can have both, right? I'm building an empire and making an impact because of the way it's all worked out. And now I'm getting greedy. Now I'm penetrating hip hop and sports so that I can get my message out at scale to you guys. Because I'm gonna use Kyle and Logic, you know, and those guys to get, you know?
You know Kyle?
I sure do. Kyle was right in that office the other day.
Wow.
So let me ask you about
Yeah.
self-awareness real quick, because I think one of the things, I'm always talking about how like relationships are king in the classroom, like over content all the time. And
Relationships
so,
are the game of life.
Yeah, and so like.
You should go shake the hand of every business owner in your neighborhood. It would change your life. One weekend. Would change your life.
Why?
Because if they're running a business that's not out of business, they know something. They're doing something productive. And I'm, again, making assumptions based on what you told me. If it's in tough neighborhoods, they're grinding. You know?
Yeah.
They got stories, they got scars.
So
and by the way, they would appreciate it. Like when you're hustling, you got the corner bodega, you got a barber shop, you get a young kid come through and just say, I just want to shake your hand. Congrats on this business. I'm proud of you. Like they'll just be happy. Like, and then they may want to do something for you. Karma's practical. Doing the right thing is always the right thing.
You talk a lot about not being number one. Like, it's not always about being number one. It's, you know, can it be about being, you know?
I think you need to, I think you should strive to be number one and be realistic if you're number 14,000. Like, you gotta try.
Sure, but it's not a bad thing to not be number one.
No, and I think, you know what's funny? I think I threw that in there when I talked earlier about being the 18,000th best entrepreneur. It's, you know, it's, yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. And I think where you're going, and I believe in this, which is too many people trying to be number one, and then if not, they want to be zero. Like, it's like this all or nothing game. It's just a false game. It's not practical. It's not real life.